It's exciting. You know, Terence is freakishly strong. He can punch. He's got good crack. He can fight from both ways. Orthodox southpaw. He can fight at mid-range, close range, outside, and he can fight going both ways. So,
the boxing community is keeping a close eye on Terence Crawford's objective. One of the most eagerly awaited bouts in recent memory is his forthcoming bout with Canelo Alvarez in September 2025. Although Crawford's height makes him the underdog in many eyes, many boxing experts think he may achieve victory.
Crawford could beat him because Crawford is a big 147 fighter and is strong as well, which a lot of people don't give him the credit for.
Canelo is a natural super middleweight, but Crawford began his career in a much lower weight class. Nonetheless, boxing experts, particularly professionals who have competed at the highest level, believe that Crawford's skill is what makes the difference. Errol Spence, who is aware of Crawford's potential for harm, is one of those individuals.
I'll be going for Bud. You know, if he fight Canelo.
You got Crawford over Bud? I mean, you got Crawford over Canelo? Sorry.
I'll be going for him. I'll be going for him. I mean,
in July 2023, Spence engaged Crawford in a historic fight for the undisputed welterweight championship. Both competitors entered the battle with great hopes, since it was the first time in the four-belt era that the welterweight division had seen an undisputed champion. Fans anticipated a fierce back-and-forth fight, but Crawford swiftly seized over as the bell rang. His precise timing, stinging punches, and unrelenting pressure amazed Spence. Although Crawford's performance was immaculate, he didn't simply defeat Spence. He destroyed him. Crawford stopped Spence and won all 4 of the welterweight titles by the 9th round. One of the best performances in boxing history is this one.
My friend, he's been in my house, so it's hard for me to go against my own friend. I just hope both of them come out healthy, make a lot of money.
After experiencing Terence Crawford's full skill set firsthand, Errol Spence knows exactly what Canelo Alvarez is up against. When asked about a potential Crawford versus Canelo fight, Spence gave his full support to Crawford. "I'll be going for Bud if he fights Canelo," Spence told Fight Hub TV*. "I don't know if he'll win or lose, but if anyone can pull it off, it's him." Spence also highlighted Crawford's pursuit of greatness, noting that if Canelo could move up to light heavyweight to face Sergey Kovalev and Dmitry Bivol, there's no reason Crawford couldn't take the same risk.
A lot of Canelo fans, for some reason, they know that there's no excuse. If he loses to Bud, this is a huge mark on his resume. If he beats Bud, he does beat a very accomplished fighter in his era, but there's no ready-made excuse.
Why not? Canelo went up to 175, fought Kovalev, and fought Bivol. He started at 147, so if he could do it, why can't Bud? Spence said. With Crawford eyeing a massive challenge, Spence believes his former opponent is ready to prove himself on the biggest stage once again.
Terence does beat Canelo. Terence does prove that he's a better fighter than Canelo. Now, whose era it was, it's kind of hard to do that for Bud because obviously Canelo was on top of the sport for much longer.
Size and power are crucial in boxing skill strategy, but resolve can frequently tip the scales. And Crawford's unrivaled ambition and drive are a major factor in why many professionals think he can win. What makes Crawford so deadly is his capacity for adaptation and outwitting his opponents. But Canelo is a difficult opponent. He is among the most accomplished and seasoned combatants of his time. Legends like Sergey Kovalev and Gennady Golovkin have been defeated by him. He is renowned for both his ability to counter with power strikes and his powerful body punches. Canelo may use body shots to tire out Crawford and then knock him out if he doesn't maintain his composure.
I don't think it's a fight Canelo really wants, if I'm honest, because I think he feels like he won't get a lot of credit beating a light middleweight. And Crawford's going to move a lot in that fight, which is not ideal for Canelo.
The stakes have risen even higher after Canelo Alvarez signed a 4-fight deal running from May 2025 to October 2026. One of those fights will be the highly anticipated showdown against Terence Crawford in Las Vegas. Before facing Crawford, however, Canelo is set to take on IBF champion William Skull on May 3, 2025, in Riyadh. This fight will be for the undisputed super middleweight championship, with both fighters putting their belts on the line. Though not as well known as Canelo, Skull is a dangerous opponent. The Cuban-German fighter remains undefeated with a 23-0 record, and has held the IBF super middleweight title since last year. He turned pro in 2016, making an immediate statement with a knockout victory over Gaston Dario Avalos. Since then, he has successfully defended his title, proving himself as a tough, well-rounded competitor. Canelo cannot afford to overlook Skull, as a loss would derail his path to Crawford. While Alvarez remains the favorite, Skull's unbeaten record and technical skills make him a legitimate threat. If Canelo wants to stay on track for his historic clash with Crawford, he will need to be at his absolute best against Skull.
My language, the size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this.
Terence Crawford is watching closely. He recently sent a clear message to Canelo Alvarez. Good luck, Canelo, in your next fight. I'm looking forward to becoming a 3-time undisputed champion. Crawford's goal is simple. He wants to make history as the only male boxer to hold undisputed titles in 3 weight classes. It's a nearly impossible feat, but he has built his career on defying the odds. One of the biggest talking points surrounding the fight is the weight difference. Canelo is a natural super middleweight who has even competed at light heavyweight, while Crawford only recently moved up to welterweight. The size and strength disparity could play a major role, leading many fans to favor Canelo. However, those who have seen Crawford up close know his skill, intelligence, and relentless determination. While the challenge is daunting, the belief among boxing insiders is that if anyone can overcome the odds, it's Crawford.
Terence is not a regular guy. You know what I'm saying? He's special. And, Canelo, he's a top-notch fighter, world-class fighter. Still on the pound-for-pound list, I'm sure towards somewhere near the top. And it's exciting. Terence is freakishly strong.
Terence Crawford's versatility is one of his biggest assets. Known for switching stances and adjusting his strategy mid-fight, he showcased this skill against Errol Spence, where he effectively controlled the distance and landed clean shots from a southpaw stance. Crawford's high boxing IQ allows him to read his opponent's movements before they happen, giving him the ability to adapt and think several steps ahead. This level of strategic intelligence can be the key to overcoming Canelo Alvarez. Canelo, on the other hand, is a master counterpuncher with relentless body attacks. His ability to systematically break down opponents over several rounds before delivering a devastating finishing shot makes him one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport. If Crawford isn't careful, Canelo could do the same to him, using his size and power to wear him down. Boxing legend Mike Tyson has weighed in on the potential showdown, offering his unfiltered thoughts on his Asterisk. It is what it is Asterisk podcast. Tyson didn't mince words, admitting that he isn't a fan of the fight due to the significant weight difference between the two fighters. "I don't like that fight. Too much weight," Tyson stated, clearly concerned about how Crawford might handle Canelo's natural size advantage. Tyson pointed to Crawford's past struggles against larger opponents, specifically mentioning his fight against Israel Madrimov. While Crawford won that bout, he faced difficulty dealing with Madrimov's size and unorthodox style. Tyson believes that those same challenges will only be amplified when Crawford steps into the ring with a stronger, more experienced opponent like Canelo. For Tyson, size matters when elite fighters compete at the highest level. It's not just about punching power. It's also about how well a smaller fighter can handle the physical pressure a larger opponent over the course of a fight. Canelo has fought as high as light heavyweight, proving he can take punches from much bigger opponents. Meanwhile, Crawford has only recently moved up to welterweight, making the size gap a serious concern. However, Tyson didn't completely count Crawford out. His main point was that if Crawford can somehow overcome the weight disadvantage, he would be a legitimate threat to Canelo. Tyson acknowledged that Crawford's skill level is undeniable, warning that Canelo might be stepping into the ring with a beast. In other words, if size doesn't play a major role in the fight, Tyson believes Crawford's technical ability and aggressive mindset could overwhelm Canelo. Tyson is no stranger to watching fighters defy size limitations. In his own career, he consistently defeated taller and heavier heavyweights using speed, power, and precision. When he warns about the dangers of size, it comes from first-hand experience. Yet, he has also seen elite fighters prove that skill can overcome physical disadvantages. That's why, despite his concerns, Tyson left the door open for Crawford to surprise the world. If anyone can defy expectations and pull off the impossible, it might just be Terence Crawford.
him and Crawford accept to fight in Saudi Arabia, the big fight. But we, as a Riyadh season, know how is big this fight.
Showbiz the Adult, a boxing pundit, has also been outspoken about the match. When the contest was first announced, Showbiz was skeptical. The primary reason he was worried was that Crawford's defensive approach differed from Floyd Mayweather's, who memorably overcame Canelo Alvarez in 2013.
If he accepts, I think Canelo wins that fight based on just the size, power and size.
Showbiz said that while Mayweather depended on evasive defense and counterpunching, Crawford is more likely to get struck since he is more proactive and takes chances. According to UN Showbiz, if Canelo gets too many clean shots, Crawford may have problems because of his difference.
Let me tell you what I think should be gone. The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Alvarez. He's entirely too small. Jamel Charlo already